What's going on, YouTube? Haven't put out a video in a little bit. It's just been absolutely frigid here in Colorado, and one of our towns here reached about, I think, negative 30 something the other day. So yeah, we've just been dealing with the cold and whatnot. But thought I'd put out a little video. Got some questions on why I kind of had recommended what I did for my towing and all the different things that I do there for my machines. If you guys watch the other videos, we've got some Kubota equipment, the KX040, the SVL 75-3, our cat machine. Everything I've done on this, on this side of the business has been to stay under that CDL workload and just to maintain an ease of hauling, keep cost low. And so I just wanted to expand on that. I think some people, said, oh, why is it only the Ford? And so, with those machines, if you're in this business or you want to get into it, you're looking at needing a truck, needing a trailer. So like we said before, we go with that 14,000 pound trailer with all the metal and everything like that. As you add on your deck, your metal, your frame, you're going to be at a 12,000 pound towing capacity on that trailer. Of course, it's 14.5 GVWR. And then with your truck, of course, I went with the Fords. I've had Chevy, I've had Dodge. It's not anything, it's just the Ford has a bigger cab. For me, being a bigger guy, I prefer that. I've had Toyotas, so I've had Tundras before. But if you're wanting to get into this, or you're looking to kind of expand your business, maybe you have a little skid steer, but now you want to get up to a bigger one. I'd like to just give you guys some information on making the right choice. So I have had so many stinking trucks, so many trucks. I can't even count them anymore. Everything from 7.3s, 6 liters on the Ford side to 6.6s on the Chevy side to 6.9s on the Dodge side. We've ran them all, and everyone has its strength and weakness. Again, I'm a bigger guy. I like Ford cabs. That's just my preference. Every manufacturer has issues one way or another. Everybody's like, oh, Ford, you're going to be found on the road dead. Every vehicle has an issue for every model year. It's just what it is. As a business owner, you have to just put those out of your mind. Put brand loyalty out of mind. You need to make money. You need to have something that is capable of getting the job done and still understanding that you're going to have to put in maintenance. You're going to have costs of just dealing with issues. It goes with everything. All your machines, your trailers, everything's going to have that. So for me, the one thing to consider, we're in 2025 now. EPA, California rules, they're really pushing by 2030, 2035 that a lot of these HD trucks, heavy duty trucks, are going to need to be extremely green. And so what you're seeing coming down the pipe now, especially for the diesel manufacturers, is some massive emission add-ons beyond DEF, beyond DPF, beyond EGR. And I think what's going to happen is the diesel world, as strong as it is going to have this crackdown because of California. They kind of set the rules for the rest of the auto industry, and they're saying you have to meet these emission standards. Well, I'm telling you, these engines are going to be trash, not because of how they're built, but the engines are built fine. It's just what they have to deal with to maintain these emission standards. And I really see the gas engine heavy duty truck making a huge comeback in the next 10 years, just for the reason of diesels having to go through such a massive change. And I mean, eventually they'll probably come around, but with what they want on these things, it's going to be very, very expensive to me and you. You think Ford's going to take the hit on that? You think GM, Chevy, they're going to take the hit? No, they ain't taking the hit. They're going to pass that on to you. So let's go over. So right now I'm in a Ford F-250. I've got the 8-foot box. I've got the crew cab, 4 doors. This one's the Lariat, which is the trim package I like. Nice stereo system if you're driving like me to haul equipment and stuff. The XLT is good. I got nothing wrong with it. I've just had a lot of those over the years, and so I've kind of treated myself to the Lariat. I'm not going to some Platinum, anything like that. That's a waste of money in my line of work. The Lariat's as high as I'm going to go. Same with, your LTs, maybe your LTZ on your Chevys. And the Laramies are pretty nice on the Dodges, but there's some down below that are okay. Longhorns, Dodge doesn't have as big of a spread, and they either go from work truck to kind of really nice truck pretty quick, where Ford and Chevy seem to kind of have a lot of different steps that you can put. So I went with the 6.2 liter V8. It's, in my opinion, it's one of Ford's best gas engines they've made. 6.8 liter V10 is definitely up in there, and the 5 liter Coyote is great, but you can't get that in these trucks. I went with the 2018 because I like this body style. Again, I'm a bigger guy. This is like the biggest truck they have made so far as height, width, body, and everything. I've been really happy with it. And so you're gonna go with a Chevy, you're gonna get that 6.2 liter as well. If you go with an older Chevy, there's nothing wrong with them. A 6 liter is great. If you get that 6 liter, it is awesome. The 4L80 is a good transmission. So pre 6.2 liter Chevy, you're gonna get that 6 liter. It's a good truck. It'll still get the job done, and you can find them for a good price, and they're very comfortable. That was like the pinnacle of Chevy trucks, 2002 to 2007, pinnacle of Chevy trucks. They're just great trucks. But if you want to get that 6.2 liter, you don't go from 2008 to 2015. That whole restructuring thing and bankruptcy just trashed those vehicles. So and then with the Dodge, you got the 6.4 Hemi, which is strong motor, but then you got to deal with Dodge bodies. The saying is, if I could have the Ford body with the Chevy drivetrain, or Chevy ride quality chassis, and the Dodge drivetrain, that was kind of the dream team of trucks, but you can't. So you got to make a decision on something else. And so with the Ford 6.2 liter, the early ones, 2012, 13, 14, maybe 15s, struggled with valve spring issues because this is an overhead cam design. So these engines love to just wrap up there. They're made to rev, and it's scary because you're like, should I be doing that? But they do. They really, really like to be up there. But some of their valve springs were a little weak on some of the earlier models. Some of them had some water. Again, this is all early models. Water pump issues for overheating and maybe water pump failure. It's kind of about it. The spark plugs are a pain in the butt because the Ford 6.2 is a Hemi. This is a hemispherical engine. It's got 2 spark plugs per cylinder for better ignition. These engines really, really like to run on 93 or higher octane. They just run so good. It'll run on 87, but it really runs great on higher octane. These transmissions, the 6R 100s, are great. Amazing transmissions. Ford hit it out of the park. With the 6 liter, their diesel, you have the 5R, which is technically a 6R. It has 6 speeds in it. It's just they only use 5 depending on how the temperature outside is to keep the diesel to warm up while you're driving. Even if you go with a 7.3, an older, up to 2003, you can get a 7.3 Power Stroke, and you can get a 4R in the automatic. if you don't overheat them, they're great transmissions. The 5R, really, really good. But then you have to deal with the 6 liter, but you can get the 6.8 liter V10 with the 5R. And, that's a great combo. If you're looking to save some money and you need a work truck, that's the truck you need to get. Big cab, great transmission. They're very reliable. That V10 was a really, really good workhorse. Stay away from the 5.4. Don't. And then, of course, you get into the 6.2 with the 6R. The 10Rs, they're okay. They're pretty good, but the 6R is better. Now, if you can find the Holy Grail, which is the F350 7.3 liter Godzilla with a 6R, that's the truck. That's the one you want. They started phasing them out, so they're really going to the 10R and the 7.3s. You could get the 6.7 with the 6R, but there were very, very few of them made, and now they're pretty much 10Rs, 10 speeds. And so it's still a good transmission, heavy-duty transmission. If you're going to go, you want the power, go with the 7.3 Godzilla. It's a great, strong engine. I've put it up against my 6.2, and yeah, it's just a good pushrod motor. I just went with the 6.2 because of reliability. This thing's been out a long time, since 2010. They've had these things in the Raptors. It is a good V8. It's a good engine. It really is. Chevy guys, you go with that. If you can get the Duramax, LLY right in there, that's a good engine. You've got a good Allison. That's a good setup. Maybe go with the 2016 Duramaxes. They're good trucks. Go with the gas. You're getting that 6.2 liter. It is a strong engine, good transmission. The truck itself, some of the stuff degrades as far as interior. Chevy really has struggled with interior quality. I really hope they've kind of nailed that down because, man, buttons start fading. It's just kind of a bummer because, again, you come out of that 2002 to 2007 period where they are the top dog in trucks, and they're just so good. And then 08 hits, and they just went downhill. I think they've been trying to recover, but you still might encounter some chintzy interiors on those ones. But the truck itself, again, this is about making money with your company. It's not about just having this nice truck to show up at the office. This is about having a truck that needs to get it done. If you can get some of the earlier 6.2s, they're not going to have AFM on them, which is great. Stay away from the AFM, active fuel management, cylinder deactivation, whatever you want to call it. It just destroys those, especially if you're going to be using it to tow. Deactivate it. Just get a chip and deactivate it, or take it into a shop, spend the money, pull the lifters, do the cam. It's not that expensive, and then you have a 6.2 that's worth running for a couple 100,000 miles. You're going to be set. I have nothing wrong with that. The 6.2 is a great motor. It's just the engineers decided to throw AFM on there, and it just so same with Dodge. Dodge is a 6.4, really good engine. Yeah, you get the Hemi tick every now and then, but that's more on the 5.4s. Do the cam work. Do the cam, replace it, get rid of AFM, of the cylinder deactivation. Solid motor, solid truck. They're Aisin transmissions. Was it Aisin on those? It's either Aisin or ZF on those, but Dodge had struggled with that for a long time. Back in 06, 07, 08, 09, their four-wheel drive was trash. Their transmissions were garbage. But they really kind of learned from that. So if you can go from like 2012 up, you can get a nice Dodge with a 6.4. They're more comfortable than other Dodges, but it's still a Dodge. It's still going to run kind of rough. Now, my next suggestion is once you found the truck that you like, if you're a Chevy, Ford, Dodge guy, if you found one for a good price, you can get these things for cheap. Mine's got 50,000 miles on them. You can pick these up for $36,000. If it's got 80 to 100,000 miles on them, don't be scared of them. These engines are made to run. It's not like the old days. These things are made to run. If it has good maintenance records and they only want 20 grand for it, pick it up. It's a good truck. It's a good work truck. It's It's a good write-off. You can usually, most of the time, I mean, if you're running this, you can kind of pay a lot of cash up front for something like that. You've got a truck. Yeah, people are going to laugh at you because you don't got heated seats or whatever, but it's about making money. Eventually, when you start making money, you're going to be able to buy yourself a nice truck, your own personal truck. But as far as getting to work, this is just my 2 cents on it. So the next thing to get is your suspension worked out. You can get 3500s and 350s, okay, but when you look at payload capacity versus 250, 350, not a huge difference. Not big enough to make it to where you can just buy a 250 and throw some airbags on the back. It's a couple $1,000. Get a good set of airbags with a compressor. You get mine's got the remote, and so I can Bluetooth connect it with my phone, set it, save my trailers. That's another really nice thing about the airbag system. If you are good with loading your trailer, loading your machine consistently on your trailer, you're going to work out really well to be able to pre-save what you're hauling, and then your airbags can sit to that and haul really well. This truck's set up with I've got a 5,000 pound airbag system on it. It's beautiful. I love it. It just tows so well. Could I tow up the mountains a lot faster? Yeah, with the diesel, of course I could. But my maintenance costs are non-existent as far as just, if something does break, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. And on these gas engines, because sometimes they cross over into the half-ton territory, parts are everywhere, especially if you're Ford, GM, or Dodge. Parts are everywhere. So, after 2015, you got good gas engines, you got good transmissions, you got good drivetrains, good solid trucks. If you just do those light little upgrades to them, get rid of the fuel deactivation, put some airbags on it, and you're going to be set. You really are. You're going to be set up. There's going to be costs with it, but it's not going to be no $10,000 fuel system from your diesel. You're not going to be, oh, I'm low on DEF. My DEF system froze up. My DEF injector's not working. An injector just got a little bit of water, now it's stuck open and it melted all my pistons. I mean, oh, my turbo seal went bad and my engine ran away. I mean, it happens, especially if you're using these trucks. It happens. You're gonna be spending money on it. So I'd rather spend $3,000 on whatever, some stupid something or other. I cracked an intake manifold, something like that a gas engine kind of struggles with. Have to do your spark plugs every now and then. I'd rather do that than have to constantly go through the rigmarole of the diesel life. And believe me, I know the diesel life really well. I'm a 6-liter fan, so I'm the glutton for punishment there. 6-liter Power Stroke. So basically, I mean, the short of it is, I think whether you are Ford, Chevy, Dodge, I know some people are giving me a hard time because, oh, it's just the Ford. No, you can find these work trucks that are fully capable of doing the job you need it to do and do it safely, comfortably, but still do it economically and make you money. I mean, that's the goal of it. You need to be running this business to make you money. And get a truck that doesn't make you look like a redneck hick when you show up to the job site. You still want to look professional. So I'm saying, 2014, 15 and up, these trucks look good. They're good looking trucks. They're good running trucks. Modern engines, if they're taken care of, they will run really, really well. So, take that, take my 2 cents for what it's worth, 2 cents. I'm just a guy and we run our small business, but it works for us. I have an older 7.3 that I paid $7,000 for. It's a ZF6 manual transmission. It's got 200 something thousand miles on it. And when I really need to haul into a place that I know I'm going to kind of beat up my truck a little bit, that's what I use to haul. So between this truck and that 7.3, you can be under $50,000 and have 2 work trucks. Or you can go out and find a diesel with low mileage that hasn't been beat on, and you're going to spend $65,000 on it and then have to deal with all the maintenance costs on it. And then you don't even bother looking at a new truck, because that's over $100,000. I mean, if you're one of those people who are like, I'm starting a business and I want to be $600,000 in debt right off the bat, well, fine, have fun. But if you want to start a business, you got 100 grand in your skid steer, 100 grand in your excavator, there's your two, and $50,000 in 2 trucks or a truck and a trailer. So you're $250,000, $250,000. That's not bad. It's really not. In today's world, if you know how to make money, you're going to do all right with that. You're going to make your payments on that just fine. You know, both your machines are, that's $2,200, and your truck, you know, $700. So you're at $3,000 a month. You should be able to pull that in pretty easily. And now you can just expand. You get one big job, it pays for your trailer. You get another big job, it pays for half your truck. Third big job, pays for your truck. And now you just start that snowball effect. I don't mean to sound like Dave Ramsey, but or you don't, and you put that in the bank, and you still have an easy enough payment to make and run your own business and make a good living and provide for your family. You know, that's the goal. Is we want to live out here in Colorado. We want to provide for our family. We want to provide for our employees' families, and we want to not go completely bankrupt doing it. And so this is another way that you can save money, use that saved money for your business, put it back into it, and you know, have a safe, comfortable way of hauling your equipment around, showing up to a job site. Even if you're not hauling, you show up to a job site in a nice work truck, people take you a little more seriously. And so yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to expand on. We're going to be digging a septic here now that I won't have so much permafrost on the ground. We'll be throwing the SVL and the KX040, putting them to some work, so I'll have some good time lapses of us digging that and putting it together. But again, you know, I just run this YouTube channel to try and help inform people on, if you're struggling with these decisions, here's what we did, and it works. And it may not work for everybody, but if it can save you some money, keep your business running, and it affords you a little more wiggle room to help your business grow, then that's what we're going to do. So yeah, you know, get at it, go out and work, and we'll upload that next video of us doing that septic, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later.